But this is crazy.
First graduation ceremony in the Liberal Dennis Foreign Service Institute. As you're watching, as we program of President Boakai, just to walk you through several key issues regarding how important is this graduation ceremony. This 71st graduation ceremony of the Liberal Dennis Foreign Service Institute marks a significant moment for Nigeria's foreign service, especially as the nation seeks to increase its international engagement under the leadership of Foreign Ministers Prez this new cohort of the
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening again. We are live here at the EJS Ministerial Complex, and any moment from now we'll have His Excellency the President of the Republic of Liberia entering the hall where he will deliver the commencement address at the 71st graduation ceremony of the Gabriel Dennis Foreign Services Institute. There we have His Excellency.
I don't understand the sound of we note that we have dispensed with the procession of our graduates and lecturers. Then I invite to Reverend Dr. Fude Poppin, the state lecturer at the Foreign Service Institute, to now come and be our invocator. Good morning. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this morning. We thank you for this graduation. We invoke your presence. We thank you, Lord, even as we have gathered today. May your grace, wisdom, and favor continue to rest upon our nation, continue to rest upon the Foreign Service Institute, and the leaders of our country. Thank you for this auspicious occasion. In Jesus' name. God bless you. Barack Obama once remarked, in a world of complex threats, our security and leadership depends on all elements of our power, including strong and principled diplomacy. The Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute managed under the rubric of Her Excellency Sarah Besloyanti and administratively guided by the Honorable Reginald Goodrich, is indeed the premier agency, institution,
second to none, that puts out outstanding graduates to serve our nation, to serve international organizations across the world. This graduation ceremony has been guided, managed with the acquiescence of the Director General, by the chair of the graduation ceremony committee, Professor Nathaniel T. Blama Sidney. And I'm inviting the podium to give us. Thank you. His Excellency, Boakai, President, Republic of Liberia, and Jordan Howard Taylor, former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Prez, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Reginald B. Goodrich, Director General of the Foreign Service Institute of Liberia, Ambassador Solomon Darami, Director General of the Foreign Service Academy of Sierra Leone, the Dean and members of the Cabinet, the Dean and members of the Diplomatic Corps, family members and well-wishers, the graduating class, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor today to welcome all of us to the 71st graduation ceremony of the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute of Liberia. I'm honored to be welcoming us into this ambience of the Foreign Service Institute at this ceremony. The ceremony is timeless in tradition because it has been done a countless number of times and also signifies a new beginning for the graduating class. The Foreign Service Institute of Liberia was established in the 50s to offer a broad-based program of professional training for Liberians who aspire to join the Foreign Service of Liberia. As an intellectual institute for training and research, the Institute has the mandate to create a program conducive for exchange of ideas on the political underpinning, the global economy, and diplomacy. The program of the Foreign Service Institute of Liberia are geared towards preparing men and women to ably represent Liberia in the diaspora and also provide services for the country, but also remembering that they have to ensure that the interests of Liberia and the Liberian people comes first. Since its establishment as a premier institution, the Foreign Service Institute has stood the test of time and have provided services in equipping men and women to represent our country. Today's graduation is a unique one. We have 3 distinct programs that we came to showcase. The main program comprising of students who went through almost a year of rigor. We are happy today that we are preparing to certificate you and send you out there into the world. Under the leadership, this program It's the first since the ascendancy of His Excellency Joseph Boakai as president, and under the visionary leadership, I think you can see the outcome and the kind of leadership and stewardship that this program provides. Alongside the vision of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Cyril Yanti, and the full cycle Director General of the Forest Service Institute, Honorable Reginald Woodridge. To the families, we'd like to say thank you for standing with students, and today demonstrates your commitment has been translated into why we are here. To the students, even as you prepare to go out, be reminded that you have the world ahead of you, and you also have Liberia to protect. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say welcome to this 71st graduation of the Foreign Service Institute, and God bless you.
Thank you, Professor. In the world of academia, when you are a student in an institution and you're placed in the program, the form a place, it goes without saying. Now, while you were in the program, going through the rigors of the program, you exemplified yourself par excellence. So you were spotted, looked by your looks, by the output of your academic presence. I'd like to invite Son Euphemia Perkins, an honor student, to come and gain perspective. That hand clap is not enough. I can tell you, as one of the professors here, we don't play when it comes to diplomatic academic work. She has earned the title. Please come forward and do what you need to do.
Thank you. Glory to God. His Excellency, President Joseph Newman Boakai, President, Republic of Liberia. Her Excellency, Sarah Yanti Beslo, Minister of Foreign Affairs, ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, members of the legislature present, distinguished guests from Liberia and Sierra Leone, the Director General of the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute, honorable ministers, and members of government present, esteemed faculty, fellow graduates, families, and all well-wishers present, members of the Fourth Estate, all protocols observed. My name is Luson Perkins, and for the past 9 months, I've walked in and out of the Foreign Service Institute classrooms, and for some reason, I've been given a few minutes to speak on behalf of my fellow students. First, I want to thank the elevator. Without it, many of Liberia's future diplomats would have retired with aching knees before we even got the chance to serve. Like many of my colleagues, I've long nurtured the dream of joining Liberia's foreign service. And for more than a decade, I yearned to be here. I once thought all it took was to graduate from a undergraduate institution, demonstrate public service, and somehow I'll get in. I was wrong. Turns out, I also had to see Prof. Tabby every day. And I had to read the news non-stop because DG will ask. And then I also had to critically analyze Liberia's civil war and the Accra Peace Agreement, although I wasn't even born then. But I did it. I'm here. And we did it. We're all here. Today, I could have chosen to speak about how the Swakoko program is the world's first foreign service training program for women only. Or I could have spoken about the formidable bonds that we've shared, that we've built, and yes, of course, and then Prof. Tabby's random dress code checks. And then side note, gentlemen, I hope you're wearing your ties properly. However, on an occasion like this, I've chosen to speak about ambition. I would have urged us to be patriotic, but I've interacted with all of you and I know that we're patriotic, so there's no need. But I want to speak on an ambition. We must be ambitious. We must be ambitious enough to transform old age mediocrity into global excellence. What good is diplomacy if we continue to aspire to the low-hanging fruits only? We must nurture big picture thinking. Our ambition must rise beyond titles and material comfort. Let us aspire not just to serve Liberia, but to elevate her. To make her voice resound in the world's most prestigious rooms. And as God could have it, Madam Beslow and her team, they have shown us what that exemplary work looks like. We must be disciplined enough to continuously improve and pursue work that changes lives. We must acquire hard skills because ambition is only imagination until we get the work done. We must then exercise humility because humility allows us to see ourselves and recognize where we need to grow. And as Dr. Maury reminds us, the impact of true diplomacy is measured in results. Therefore, when we serve, we must want more for Liberia than it wants for itself now. For only then can we build a nation where everyone is able to live dignified lives. I like to think we're not ambitious as we could be. Too often we shrink in negotiations, in our aspirations, and in our actions. But our founders did not shrink. They built a legacy that gives us global diplomatic legitimacy. Why then do we hold on to small dreams? We must walk into the international system with confidence and competence. It is no longer enough to be the first, the only, or the oldest. We must now be the best, and we must prove that we are the best. As we step into the world as attachés, envoys, and maybe ambassadors, may our work reflect the values we've learned here at FSI. Let Liberia's agenda be bigger than our personal interests. let it be bigger than our personal dreams. It may seem unrealistic and even frightening, but if it is strategic and visionary, then it is exactly what Liberia needs. Let us reject the comfort of smallness and the idea that little is much when God is in it. God rewards ambition, especially when it is anchored in service. True diplomacy transforms lives, but to transform others, we must be transformed ourselves. And this program at FSI have given us the tools to go on, be transformed, and transform others. My fellow graduates, faculty members, families, excellencies, may we want for Liberia more than what it yet imagines for itself. May we live for her beyond ourselves. May we utilize the skills we've been given. And may we go forth and do well in excellence. Thank you.
Yes. 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 When we say yes 3 times, it says something. Talking about the dreams and the aspirations. If your dreams do not scare you, they're not big enough, says Ellen Johnson. So, thank you, Muson. Thank you. Where are the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the President just for 60 seconds? I have already seen through the diplomatic eyes where you will be assigned. Conditionality, if I, but I am not. But I can dream dreams that never wear and wake up and they become reality. Dear friends, John Fitzgerald Kennedy said, conformity is the jailer of freedom and the enemy of growth. At the Foreign Service Institute, our professors, our lecturers do not teach conformity. They teach audaciousness, expansive thought, and dreams that shape the foundation of our thoughts. And this is why the Greek Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute is second to none in West Africa. You see, I can say that because we've already gone to Sierra Leone and they fed us, they took care of us, so we've come. So if we had not gone there, and I said, then going there would have been a problem. But Ambassador Daramy is a good Sierra Leonean Liberian, and he understands in jest what I'm saying. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite to the podium Ambassador Suleiman B. Daramy, Executive Director, Foreign Service Academy, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Director General, a humble diplomat. He says it's just a nomenclature. The man knows book.
Your Excellency, with your kind permission, I wish to continue on the existing protocol of the House and to begin by conveying fraternal greetings from your friend and brother, His Excellency, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, with his wishes for your good health, personal well-being, and prosperity of the good people of Liberia. On behalf of our delegation, I want to extend our warmest greetings to all of the distinguished guests here present, our colleagues, the faculty members and students of the FSI, and most importantly, this year's graduating class of the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute in Liberia. It is an honor to be here celebrating this wonderful achievement of you. And we are delighted to share this very momentous occasion. I want to extend our appreciation to my friend and brother, Ambassador Reginald Goodrich, Director General of the FSI, for the invitation extended to us in the first place, and to say many thanks to him and his team for the warm reception and generous hospitality they've extended to us since our arrival. Thank you. It's been very wonderful. Your Excellency, sir, at this point, please permit me to deviate 1 minute from my text. Your current Foreign Minister, Madam Nyanti, and I served in the Republic of the Gambia. She, as the head of a UN entity, I, as High Commissioner of Sierra Leone. We were in the Gambia during the political crisis and elections malaise. But for the singular effort of the current Foreign Minister, then a very young and active lady, and me, we formed a group called Reconciliation Facilitation Committee to save our region from catastrophe. Her dedication, commitment, and effort into a very dangerous and covert action, but extremely successful effort, prevented the Gambia from going into flames. I want to use this opportunity today. Firstly, to extend my own personal, very sincere thanks to His Excellency for appointing one of the best you have in Liberia as a foreign minister. I also wish to use this platform. I never had the opportunity of congratulating her publicly, and to publicly congratulate Madam Nyanti on your appointment. And finally, also to say thank you very much for saving me, covering my back, and collaborating and cooperating with me to save our region from disaster in our effort in the Gambia. Thank you. You should be very proud of her. Your Excellency, sir, during my diplomatic trainings as a young foreign service officer, one of my professors once said, an untrained diplomat, and I quote, is like a misguided missile, a loose cannon that can cause irreparable damage to his or her country. End of quote. But an equally trained diplomat, on the other hand, is not only an honest individual sent out to lie, but to do so conscientiously, calculatedly, and with a sense of purpose in the interest of the sending state and for the mutual global benefit. In today's diplomacy, a well-trained foreign service officer can be more effective than a battalion of soldiers. A skilled diplomat, as it was in the case of Madam Nyanti and my humble self, will put his or her country in sharp focus and in the right place at the institute. I have no doubt that this institute has played and continues to play a significant role in shaping the diplomatic landscape for Liberia, and we pray it continues for continued sectors in their contribution for Liberia. Liberia's effective participation in the international stage is a reflection of the training the diplomats have received while here. Your recent entrance into the UN Security of water, not more than 100 meters wide at its broadest point. At some point, the border between us is nothing but mangroves, small forest trees, and little undergrowth. But to me, this signifies our oneness and close relations. For us in Sierra Leone, it was a very proud moment for the FSA, that's Foreign Service Academy in Sierra Leone, to host a delegation from the FSI in Liberia. And today, it is a huge sense of joy and honor that we are able to participate in this graduation ceremony of our young brothers and sisters. This is not just a graduation ceremony. For us, this is not just an event. It is a celebration of our shared dreams and aspirations of making meaningful contribution in the diplomatic landscape of our sub-region. The FSA in Sierra Leone is very delighted to forge mutual beneficial relationship with the FSI in Liberia. And we are convinced that our collaboration will not only enhance our diplomatic service capacity, but I believe fate has put us together. Through our diplomatic trainings and partnership, we shall produce diplomats of the highest caliber and specialty. We intend to produce diplomats who will either be the best or nothing. Incidentally, either the best or nothing is a school motto of a school that's our affiliation with His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia. And I'm one of those fortunate ones to have attended the same school. It's an honor, Your Excellency, for me to have gone to the school that you have affiliation. The government secondary school in Kenya. Our collaboration with the FSI in Liberia, we want to exchange expert knowledge in diplomacy. Because of our shared interests, common goals and aspirations, it will be easy for us to exchange knowledge. It will be easy for us to benefit from one another in our pursuit to make sure our diplomatic representations all over the world is primary. Your Excellency, finally, please permit me to say a few words to our aspiring diplomats and the people for whom we are here today. I want to extend our heartiest congratulations to you all. I'm confident that the skills and knowledge you have acquired from the FSI will serve you well in your future endeavors. As you embark on your new future, you will have the opportunity to make a lasting impact for your country, Liberia, and our beloved sub-region and the global community. May your time at the Gabriel Ed Dennis Foreign Service Institute serve as a foundation of a lifetime service, courage, excellence, and dedication to our noble profession of diplomacy. May you all have a very successful tour in the diplomatic service as you go on. Congratulations and God bless.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I was at City Hall, Monrovia City Hall, at a function, a diplomatic function. And a gentleman, well-dressed, went up in the stead of someone who was not there and spoke. He rarely spoke. When we were having dinner, the ambassador from one of our neighboring countries said to me, "Larry, that young diplomat who spoke, where is he assigned?" And I said, "Your Excellency, he is a student at the Foreign Service Institute." He said, "That cannot be." He spoke like a diplomat, experienced. I said, "That's what happens when you go to the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute." I have the distinct pleasure to invite His Excellency Inyala Augustine Gang, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Cameroon, to the Republic of Liberia, and also the doyen of the diplomatic corps. Your Excellency.
Sorry, I made some adjustments to a copy of my speech, and as stage fright is something we all know in our business, I took the wrong copy. But still, I have to start by saying that when I listened to Diplomat Perkins speak a few minutes ago, I thought to myself, there was no need for me to take the floor because she had virtually captured the spirit and words of my speech. But since I have a time frame and I have a niche to speak, I must use it. Your Excellency, Mr. Joseph Nyoa Boakai, Senior, President of the Republic of Liberia, Your Excellency, Madam Joel Howard Taylor, former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, and I will speak many people that I mentioned in my speech to follow existing protocol laid by my predecessors, but I would not skip to mention the dear graduates of the 71st batch of the FSI, and especially the Swakoko elegantly dressed diplomats who sit before us. distinguished invitees, I share equal pleasure in taking the floor at your solemn graduation ceremony today, as you must surely and rightly feel in graduating and in joining the long list of jubilants, former products of your celebrated institute. Vast new horizons open before you and your families. I thank Director General Goodrich for his kind invitation to me and to the diplomatic corps in Liberia. This considerate invitation affords us a proud opportunity to join in welcoming you into our fold and into a calling whose stature and dignity over the centuries is well established. The young, elegant women and men seated before us this morning have fully paid their academic and professional training dues to the Institute. And so we have come here to congratulate them most heartily for their steadfastness. But having congratulated them, we take the liberty to direct their contemplation towards the future. We shall therefore focus on just a few illustrative parts that, in our opinion, appear promising and rewarding if our young graduates must extract maximum benefit and glory for themselves and their country through the choices that they shall make. In this regard, it seems to me also appropriate that their attention needs to be drawn to some of the strategic areas of concern that govern diplomatic action in our era. And make no mistake, these are areas that are constantly evolving. Indeed, even before your eyes get trained to focus, for instance, on power politics, the diplomatic stage seems to get overcrowded by latent, though critical questions like economic, culture, race, democracy, human rights, women's rights, climate change, natural resources, finance, growth and development, investments, education, migration, information technology, artificial intelligence, and you name it. These concerns are constantly juggling for priority of space on the diplomatic table. These domains also beckon you for future specialization and perhaps for a niche of glory. Being baptized as you are today into the fold of diplomacy, it shall henceforth be your mission as bona fide members of our fellowship to participate in prioritizing these rival global priorities. You must assume such a defining role for your country, region, or globally. Be keen and proactive about your role in defining such priority matters. On this basis, help us of Liberia's foreign policy and agenda. If only you patriotically, and Madam Perkins rightly mentioned patriotism, and it seems it is well embedded into you, if only you patriotically stand your ground and you offer credible, mature inputs into the global system. It means that sometimes the diplomat must not be so excited that he strays too far from the policy priorities of the president of his country and of the foreign minister, who are the chief architects of diplomacy. So we stay in a channel, although we zigzag within that channel. We must know what our country wants. The universality of the so-called global village is only truly strong and true by really being a good reflection and combination of its multicultural components. Clearly, your Liberian component in that ideal universality cannot be imposed by other partners at the diplomatic negotiation table. And so, you must help your country, as it were, to arrive with your own luggage, its own luggage, at the junction or the hub of our so-called universal village. You must not be dominated by its nose and arms in helping to define its messages, in transmitting its objectives abroad, and in collecting feedback from its international partners, friends, and competitors. Dear graduating colleagues, you are now well trained. However, let me be honest with you. The more challenging on-the-job training starts tomorrow. And this calls for tons of proud humility, inquisitiveness, and cultural open-mindedness. And so, I wish you luck in this new institute, where character and patriotism, as much as intelligence, shall be a measure of your desired success. Certainly, major servants of the state, ambassadors, future ministers, etc., sit amongst you here. But just elect to do your long trek with peers and icons that brought you towards the sky. Don't frequent mediocrity that pulls you down instead of pulling you up. Don't fear those who push you when you work to do more and to achieve your maximum potential. And as I conclude, let me, confidently presuming on the generosity of my colleagues of the Diplomatic Corps, assure the government of Liberia and the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute, via Director General Goodrich, that we stand ready to respond to calls to contribute to the full extent of our diverse possibilities in sharing the knowledge, experience, and means that would help enrich the learning of future generations of your student diplomats. I thank you all, Excellencies, distinguished dignitaries and invitees, for your very kind attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm quite pleased at this moment to invite to the podium Her Excellency Sarah Beslow Yanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Dean of the President's Cabinet, the Iron Lady of our diplomatic escalation, who continues to place Liberia on the map indelibly, non-erasable, only moving higher. Honorable Minister.
Your Excellency, President Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Chief Jua Howard Taylor, former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. Mr. President, please allow me to stand on the existing protocols established thus far. Today marks a moment of pride, a moment of promise, a moment of promise for our diplomatic corps. This is a defining moment, one in which we celebrate not only your achievement, but the vision that Liberia is reasserting herself globally, reaffirming her leadership, her values, and re-engaging with the international community in the spirit of partnership and progress. Under President Boakai's leadership and guidance, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs continues to strengthen our institutions, and the Foreign Service Institute is one of the critical institutes for our diplomatic sector. President Boakai says to think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. Building Liberia is not only about physical infrastructure, it's also about human infrastructure, and this contributes to that. At the heart of the renewal of the Foreign Service Institute, the training ground for Liberia's diplomats and others serving in spaces where diplomatic excellence is required, the Foreign Service Institute continues to cultivate talent and discipline that define the strength and credibility of our foreign policy. Mr. President, allow me to salute a particular class. Somebody once said that I like my plenty of women business. Chief Swakoko was a leader, a strategist, and a peacemaker. She embodied courage and wisdom. This class is my own project, Mr. President. These are your women, Mr. President. Liberia is the first country on the continent of Africa to launch a feminist foreign policy. And because the word feminist threatens many people, we're now calling it an engendered foreign policy. It means the same thing nonetheless. Where women lead, impact follows. Where women lead, impact follows. Where women are given the space, results are clear. Thank you, Mr. President, for prioritizing women in your leadership. The statement by Madam Perkins, actually I agree with Ambassador Gang. There was no need for any of us to speak. She said it all. She actually said it all. Because many people see being in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or being in foreign service or serving in roles that have a diplomatic responsibility, they see it as a job and see as I went to work and my politics and my this and my that. This is the only space in our administrative structure where it should be apolitical and it should be just about country. Only country. Madam Perkins, you can, we should, and we will. We see the benefits of Liberia's relevance now. President, under your leadership, for the first time in our 178 years, for the first time we have a full tenure, full seat on the UN Security Council. First time ever. When we sat there before, it was for 1 year because the people couldn't settle their own thing. So they just decided, you're just dividing things because we're tired with your business. Nobody can get it 2/3. So you just go on for your business, divide it, split it, you go for your business. Mr. President, we want to build a modern foreign service. Modernizing the curriculum, looking at digital diplomacy, looking at new areas of diplomacy. I looked at our curriculum. We have nothing on humanitarian diplomacy, an area where I did a lot of work, and many others. Around this room, I was looking and I saw seasoned diplomats all around the room. If I start to call names, some people will hold me responsible, especially people like Madina Wisa. So I will not start calling names. But there are many people who have served, who have given time, who have given their skill sets, who have given their energy to ensure that Liberia is represented. the sum total of all of that is the experiences that we have. We have a lot to share. And we're in a transition, Mr. President. We're trying to build people. We have to build the systems. We have to repair some things that are broken. We're not there yet, but we're on a pathway. Not everybody sitting here will be in foreign service, but everywhere they serve will be diplomatically influenced in a way where somebody will know that they have been trained. If you serve in Ministry of Education, Ministry of Gender, Ministry of Health, those ministries also work very closely with us because they have diplomatic functions and roles and relationships with international organizations and others. So it's not just about a ministry, foreign ministry. It's about a country and about a people. And you all are trained to go out and to help us. The last thing I would say, Mr. President, before closing, and to all of the graduating class, I want to say to you, when Ambassador Darami spoke here about what we did in the Gambia, there's something he didn't say. I was not a Liberian diplomat. I was a senior UN leader. I was there to do the UN's work. But Madam Perkins and Reverend Bobler said something earlier. It's not about conformity. Liberia didn't have a diplomat in the country, but Liberia was president. So I felt I had a responsibility to Liberia as a Liberian. Took a role to convene the West African countries for us to avert a crisis, the Gambia. That's what this is about. It's not about a job. It's about what you carry for your country and how you see your country. And wherever you find yourself, how you represent your country. God bless you.
Keep clapping, keep clapping. Thank you, Madam Minister. I will not say anything else, but I will say though, your diplomatic skills and innuendos are extraordinarily diplomatic. And you are the torchbearer. And we thank God for you. A moment of personal privilege, Your Excellency President Boakai. The Director General had extended an invitation to former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor to give for 100 because I was looking for a job. She earned it through her sophisticated intellectualism. Madam former Vice President, thank you for being a torchbearer for the Gabriel Dennis Foreign Service Institute. Madam Swakoko herself, we thank you. We thank you. Now, I'm smart enough to know that a certain place I must relinquish and invite those who earn the dollars to come and do their job. Then I shall return. Ambassador Kennedy.
Thank you. What he didn't say about the former vice president is that she was a valedictorian when she graduated. Madam Minister of Foreign Affairs and Dean of the President's Cabinet, other members of the President's Cabinet, Madam former Vice President and former valedictorian of the Foreign Gabriel Dennis Foreign Service Institute, Mr. Doyen, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Mr. Executive Director General of the Foreign Service Academy of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Mr. Director General of the Gabriel Dennis Foreign Service Institute, other officials of government, faculty members, staff of the Gabriel Dennis Foreign Service Institute, members of the graduating class and honorees, relations of the graduating class, former officials of government, other invited guests, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On the occasion of the 71st graduating ceremonies of the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute of the Republic of Liberia, I have the honor at this time to present to you His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai, Senior, President of the Republic of Liberia, who will deliver the commencement address.
Thank you very much. Please have your seat. I know we have a number of people here to recognize who are not here. I would like to recognize the President of the former Vice, our Minister of Foreign Affairs and Dean of the Cabinet, our special guest, the Honorable Sir Mine from Sierra Leone, our Director General of the Foreign Ministry Institute, graduating class, the Minister of... This is my second time speaking at this the graduating class of the Foreign Ministry Institute. And I know that when I spoke at the first time, I said something that I will still repeat, since those of you here were not the ones who graduated at the time. One of the things I like, when they say diplomats, I'm told about a diplomat who was mounting the podium to speak, and he slipped and fell. He got up and said, "It is the duty of all good speakers to come down to the level of the audience." Very nice way. They have a very nice way of saying things. It is always an honor and a great joy to join you today and deliver the keynote address at the graduation ceremony of the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute. Each visit to this prestigious institution filled me with pride and admiration for the enduring legacy of excellence. I am especially delighted that 120 graduates here today represent the largest graduating class in the institution's remarkable 74 years of history. This ceremony is also unique because it combines three segments of our institution training platform: the 10-month regular academic program, the Madame Swakoko graduate program, which is exclusively for female diplomats, and 6-week refresher and orientation program for elected and appointed officials and professionals. As emerging diplomat, you have combined and completed rigorous training in various areas, including development diplomacy, multilateral diplomacy, with exclusive refinement. Today's graduation, for all positive reasons, also paved the way to support Liberia's commitment to reclaim its historical role as a leading force of African diplomacy on the global stage. The Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute has evolved into a crucible of excellence, forging diplomats equipped to navigate the complexities of modern international relations. My candid impression is this: the Institute does not merely train, it transforms. In the grand method tradition of diplomacy, where intellect, restraint, and subtle act of negotiation shape the destiny of nations, the FSI instills in the students a mastery of both principle and pragmatism. The curriculum blending rigorous theory with the practice of statecraft upholds standards that rival the world's most esteemed diplomatic academics. From economic statecraft to conflict mediation, the FSI ensures its graduates emerge not only as representatives of Liberia, but as architects of its expanding global influence. Yet, excellence requires ongoing renewals. Optimal capacity building is essential in this field. Every Liberian diplomat, civil servant, and aspirant to multilateral institutions or the corporate sector must take advantage of the Foreign Institute training. That is because Liberia's progress depends on a group of professionals who speak the language of global governance fluently, with integrity and with strategic foresight. I would like to thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Director General, the faculty, and the administration of the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute for improving the training modules and rebranding the Institute at a time when Liberia is ready to take a significant role as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. Under your guidance, the FSI has maintained its fundamental mandate and has elevated its stature both locally and internationally. Your proactive efforts is establishing nurturing relationships with other diplomatic training institutions, such as the United Nations Institute for Training and Research, UNITA, in Geneva, the Foreign Service Academy in Sierra Leone, the International Relations Institute of Cameroon, and the Institute of Diplomatic Studies in Egypt, among many others, are commendable. These strategic partnerships are essential channels for sharing knowledge, best practices, and innovative ideas. They ensure that our diplomats are trained with a modern global outlook and prepared to handle the complex, interconnected challenges of the 21st century. You have established the FSI as a center of excellence and for that, our nation is thankful. My dear graduates, the Foreign Service of Liberia represents a premier, though not exclusive, path for your exceptional talents. The elite training you have received is far more than a vocational credential. It is the foundation for our leadership across all sectors of the global diplomacy. Whether you serve at any of our foreign missions, on the global stage of the international organizations, or in the private sector, your expertise is a national asset, and we must commend you for it. From this day forward, you carry the mantle of Liberian diplomat, empowered to represent our nation's interests and values with integrity, wisdom, and distinction in every forum. Your journey does not end today. It begins anew. You are entering a world where the art of diplomacy is more critical than ever. You will be in the forefront of the championing of Liberia's interests, from attracting investment in key sectors such as agriculture, infrastructure, and technology, in providing the right of our citizens abroad, advocating for global action on the climate change which threatens our coastal communities. The world you're about to enter is significantly different from that of your predecessors. It is a landscape of interconnected crises and opportunities, shifting alliances and complex challenges that no single nation, no matter how powerful, can resolve alone. Climate change, global economic instability, cybersecurity threat, and geopolitical tensions shape this new environment. In this complex world, the roles of the diplomat is more critical than ever. Therefore, as you step out from these halls into the arena of global affairs, I charge you with a special mission built on 4 core pillars. The first of which is being strong advocates for Liberia's prosperity. Your primary mandate is to serve the interests of the Liberian people. This means moving beyond traditional diplomacy to become economic diplomat par excellence. You must be at the forefront of attracting responsible investment, promoting made in Liberia product, forging partnerships that create jobs for the youth, and championing our key sectors from agriculture, mining, tourism, and technology. Second, be architects of peace and regional stability. Liberia's journey from a country once torn by conflict to one of post-conflict recovery is a story you must own and share. Our hard-won peace is our most valuable asset. You are now our guardians. You must engage with the neighbors in the Mana River Union, the ECOWAS, and the African Union, promoting Liberia as a credible partner for stability. Champion regional integration, collaborate on the cross-border security, and leverage our experience to support peace processes everywhere. Third, be good examples of integrity and service. The title diplomat is one of the great privileges that you will have, but it is founded on trust, the trust of your government, and most importantly, the trust of the Liberian people. Let me charge you to carry the mandate and the mantle of the service with uncompromising integrity, professionalism, and patriotism. Reject the temptations of corruption in all forms. Be known by your competence, your diligence, and your ethical standards. Remember that you represent every Liberian. Your conduct, both public and private, must reflect the highest ideals of service to which we are sworn and owe. You are the modern face of Liberia. Let it be a face of honor, dignity, and principle. The fourth, the champions of a rest agenda to amplify Liberia's renewal. The arrest agenda is our national mission to transform our country. Grounded in the nation's resilience, you are called to be deliberate, unyielding, and dedicated to the success of the nation building. I want you to consider this as a nation development blueprint, a proactive, detailed plan to establish Liberia's place as a leader and a source of respect in the 21st century. I want to further charge you today as emerging diplomats to carry with you the words of Edward Wilmot Blyden, who reminded us that, I quote, "A nation is not necessarily great because it is independent. The size of a country does not determine its greatness, but the character of its people," unquote. And let me come to what I usually say to diplomat, graduating diplomats. The story of a father who was supposed to get a Christmas gift for his children. He asked them, "What do you want for Christmas?" And the children said, "We want a puppy." And he said, "Okay." He went to the pet store and he asked for a puppy. And of course they brought him a puppy, sat on the counter, and he took the cage the puppy was in and placed it down to pay. And as you always know, there are some mischievous people. So one of them came and took the puppy out and put a cat in there. And of course he didn't, after payment, so excited, took the cage, put it in a car. He went to the house. He didn't take the puppy out. And the children came, "Daddy, where's our puppy?" It says in the car. And of course they went to the car. They went and looked, lo and behold, it was a cat. They said, "Daddy, it's not a puppy, it's a cat." He said, "You think I'm stupid? I bought a puppy and I myself put it in a car." And they invited him to the car. He went, opened the car. It was a cat. Got angry, went back to the pet store, put the cage down to make his case. And the people said, "We are not stupid. We sold you a puppy." And by that time, this mischievous person has come again, taking the cat out and put a puppy. And when he took the cage and placed it on the counter, and the people said, "We told you it was a puppy." And you look at a puppy and say, you want to be a puppy, be a puppy. You want to be a cat, be a cat. You cannot be a cat one day. Diplomats are diplomats at all times. Your integrity, what you say to people, must be respected because you represent a country and a people. So you now bear the responsibility of shaping Liberia's character in the eyes of the world. Go forward with courage, with wisdom, and with a deep, abiding love for this country. I encourage you to be a diplomat who not only attend cocktails, parties, and report on events at a post, but also bring benefit to Liberia through your transformative initiatives. Be the advocate who not only seek aid, but they forge meaningful partnership through economic diplomacy. Be the representative who makes every Liberian, both home and abroad, proud to say, that is my kind of diplomat. And I hope you will be that kind of diplomat. The future of Liberia, new foreign policy, now relies on you. We trust in your ability to manage the complexity of the 21st century and to create a future of peace, dignity, and prosperity for all our people. We want you to go forth from this place with confidence, but also with humility. Be bold in your ideas, but wise in your counsel. The politician, for that matter, is always a politician. One day a mother wanted to know what her son was going to be when he grew up. And he was coming for a vacation. And she fixed the room, fixed the bed, and on the bed she put one bottle of whiskey, $100 note, and a Bible. The son entered, and he didn't know she was at the window watching. The first thing, he took the $100, put it in his pocket. He took the bottle of gin and drank it, and he took the Bible to read. And the mother was confused. What is my son going to be? And they say, he's going to be a politician. But you are going to be a diplomat. And I wish you Godspeed and wisdom in your future endeavor. And may God bless you, prosper the work of your hand, and save Liberia. Thank you very
Mr. President, the last joke had me getting uneasy. And I was afraid that after taking the $100 note, and I could even use a clean one, smelling like USA, drinking the whiskey and opening the Bible, I was afraid that the mother would have said, it's going to be a reverend. And I could see Reverend Besto Yanti also getting uneasy. I could even hear Deacon Boakai saying, I dare not say irreverent. Mr. President, every time I hear you speak, your perspicacity exudes wisdom and clear messaging that empowers the people, rejuvenate their intellect, and give them their marching orders. Think Liberia, love Liberia, build Liberia. You said to the graduates, you call them diplomats, and you said, give you the authority to go and represent your nation. The president did not bring that up. I'm not having to go to do that. But faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of that which is, and it shall come when you think Liberia, love Liberia, build Liberia. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Green letter.
Yeah. Mr. President, I'm not talking plenty, but I want to say this as I call the next speaker. We're almost done. The Reverend say we're almost done, you know what that is. We're almost done. Mr. President, I've been a professor here at this institute for many years. Great director generals have come and gone, and they've done quite well. But this one here that he put on us, this one, you couldn't have done it better. You and with consultation with Minister Besto Yanti, you could not have done it better. And because he is a firm person of faith, his actions says, may the work that I do speak for me. He has transformed this institute. He has connected this institute. He has empowered his professors and his students. Dear friends, the Honorable Reginald B. Woodman Senior is a Director General par excellence. I invite him to the podium.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. No one does it better than Lawrence Brown. And just to let you know, Mr. President, that I came prepared with a statement, but having heard your beautiful English that charmed Donald Trump, I have decided to just speak about the journey, because everyone has basically captured what I have hoped to say today. But permit me to just recognize our platform. Yes, Mr. President, this is the second time that we have visited this Institute. The first time was May the 2nd, 2025. And it used the Foreign Service Institute to elucidate quite well on the landmark domestic policy, the arrest agenda, when most of the population was in flux about what it contained. And as we all quite know that his domestic policy is foundational for the foreign policy of the Republic of Liberia. Let me also recognize my daughter and my granddaughter who came from the United States a few days ago. There she is, Carol in green. I think she's sleeping. Thank you for joining us. My son was somewhere here, Mr. President. I just want to recognize you all. But suffice it to say that our journey started about a year and a half ago when, having been appointed and confirmed by the President and the Senate, we flagged out an announcement. Presidents responded. I panicked. And I went to Ambassador Wallace and said, what are we going to do? He said, well, you know, normally over the years, we have no more than 35 to 40 applicants. What have you done? I said, I don't know. But what we did do was to hike up the requirements for admittance. We set a benchmark of 65% as a requirement for passage. And after that, we set up a panel of instructors to conduct interviews. Out of the 350 applicants, 89 passed outright with a minimum of 65%, and about 48 made some marginal grades, and we subjected them to what we call a 1-month remedial program to beat them up. So we started the year off with 133 qualified applicants. All of those that came through, 49.8% were females. Many of the females were in the higher echelon of the grades. So then the question became, what do we do? Do we continue on the line of just doing practicals, or do we infuse academics? And it will please you to know, Mr. President, that we attracted applicants from every university in this country, some came with multiple master's degrees. But we're lacking the basic tenets of diplomacy, global governance, and all of the new nuances of international diplomacy that were not around when we went to school. And therefore, we put forth a very vigorous academic program. Did you all enjoy that?
Yes.
So today, out of the 123 that started the school year with you, only 78 of you made it. The reason we made it because we lived up to the requirement of getting a minimum 3.0 GPA every semester. Honestly, Mr. President, because of the very high standards that we set, we had unpleasant duty to expel 4 of the colleagues and to withdraw the contracts of 4 instructors for academic malfeasance. So let me just say a little bit about our program. It's designed in 3 phases. The refresher program is 6-week program that has been designed not only for seasoned diplomats, but appointees of the President. And let me say, Mr. President, we want to thank you. Every diplomat, every ambassador, every foreign service personnel we have appointed, between you and Senator Dillon, they have insisted that they come to the walls of the Foreign Service Institute before they are deployed. And then we have the 10-month program where applicants are required to earn 42 credit hours, obviously maintaining the 3.0 GPA. And then we have a special program which is SWACO Police. And there is a more rigorous program because they have to earn a minimum of 48 credit hours. The fees are a little bit higher, and they are held to much higher standards. Some of the gentlemen amongst you are jealous of this program, and they came to me and they wanted to form what they call a King Salvoso. They said it's not going to happen. But let me just say a little bit about SWACO. As you know, she was a genuine heroine in Liberian history. She fought many wars. She was an original warrior. She fought many wars against the expansionist activities of the government of Liberia in Monrovia, and after a while negotiated with the government. If not, the Republic of Liberia as we know today would never have passed under. She made sure that she had a concessionary agreement, negotiation through peace, that allowed Liberia to become more peaceful at the time when there were so many wars going on. And then in 1926, a team of more than 100 scientists and doctors came from Harvard University to conduct research on tropical diseases in Liberia. And SWACO provided them with waters, feeding, security protection against all of the warring factions in Liberia. And they went as far as the Southeast, Zulu, Maryland, everywhere to conduct their research. The question that I asked to our students the other day is, what if she had not allowed this research to be conducted? Perhaps thousands or millions of people would have died from various kinds of viruses and diseases. But because of a singular heroism and foresight and alacrity, we are able to say today that many people have survived because of that SWACO. And that is why we thought it befitting to start a program exclusively for female diplomats. And if you all would go to page 23 of the program, you will see a project that has been imagined by the SWACO ladies to build a memorial park with a tropical disease research center in honor of Chief SWACO Kwanigi in SWACO, Bong County. We have been in direct conversation with the President, Mr. Albert of Harvard University, and we're asking, of course, this is going to be a government project, with the superintendent, the senators and representatives in the county involved. And Howard Teal, I'm sure that he will be also involved in this project once the President signs off on it. That memorializes a true icon of Liberia. The land authority has assured us that it can find over 5 acres of land in SWACO for the construction of this memorial park with a statue or monument of Swako. We also want to say that our journey together has been wonderful, hasn't it? We go into the world to face the vicissitudes and superfluities of an uncertain world. Be judicious in the way in which you use your strategic ambiguity. Be astute in the nuances. Your emotional intelligence. Your transformational leadership as we go forward. So having said that, I would like to present our esteemed graduates. And as I call you, you'll please rise in segments, following which will administer to you the oath of fealty. Let me call the Refresh and Orientation Program. Please stand and let us give them a round of applause. And then the regular 10-month academic program, please rise. And then the ladies of the Madam Swako graduate program would be your class. You will remain standing and raise your right hand. When I say I, you call the name and repeat after me. I, a proud citizen of the Republic of Liberia, Africa's oldest republic, and a part of the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute, of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, do hereby affirm that I hold true to the high standards of gentle behavior and best practices of international diplomacy that I've received from the said institute. I do solemnly promise and swear that I will always comport myself well and represent the core national interests of the Republic of Liberia or any international agency to which I may be assigned to the best of my ability. I further solemnly promise and swear that I will not condone nor be involved in any form of diplomatic or professional malfeasance. That I will not speak evil of my country in the presence of friends or enemies, and that I will remain loyal to the sanctity of the sovereignty, peace, progress, and development of the Republic of Liberia. So help me God. And keep me steadfast to this my solemn oath of fealty. Thank you all so very much. At this time, distinguished MC, do I just continue and let me see before we proceed to the certification and diploma ceremony. To just say a few words of thanks first to the President of Liberia. And Mr. President, let me say that you have put me in trouble. You came to the institute in May, and since then we've gotten 500 new applications for the upcoming year. We are panicking. Now that you have come again, it may go up to 1,000, who knows. But thank you for your strong support of the institute. Thanks also to my minister, Sarah Vespo Danji, my good friend. And you know what I'm talking about. I also like to say to my friend from Sierra Leone, my colleague, we had a wonderful time in Freetown, and we are so happy that we're here with the delegation, with Ambassador Victoria Suleimani, and the other delegation. And as we said in Freetown, and the authority invested in us, you are also now honorary lecturers of the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute. And my good friend, Ambassador Gang, always here with us, firmly supporting us, and paving the way for the retooling of the Memorandum of Understanding between Liberia Foreign Service Institute and the IRIC of Cameroon. Thank you so very much. Let me just say a word of thanks to his representative, Nega Behavior. He was there earlier, for his support. And just to let you know, Mr. President, that between Representative Gay and the Speaker, Richard Kuhn, they have sent to the Institute about 15 legislators to be trained by the Foreign Service Institute. The Vice President of Liberia has submitted 6 names from his office, and from your very office, another 6 names have come, Mr. President, for training at the Foreign Service Institute. We are very happy for these high-profile applicants. And to our faculty, please rise. Faculty, please rise. Master Wallace, please rise. And from Florida, come on. All of you, please rise. Thank you for believing in us, for working with us. I know sometimes we have our faculty meetings, there are a little bit of doubts here and there, but somehow come around, especially our NIPC's master, Mr. Martin Starkam. And let me say to my good friend and our professor, Senator Mongo. Always there with us. He drove with us to Sierra Leone. He was part of the delegation. He brought a particular type of acclamation and luster to our proceedings. And to the chairman, Nat Mama, and the committee that planned the ceremonies, thank you all very much. Thank you all. Ambassador William Gray, Ambassador Jaja Kamara, all of them in the back there, and Prof. All of you, thank you so very much. And God bless you. At this time, how do we proceed?
Thank you, DG. Thank you very, very much. When you were speaking, I thought I was speaking. So it helps me that I have Okay, but may I take this moment to acknowledge the presence of the country director and resident representative, Mary and Jura of the World Food Program. Madam, are you here or are you deputizing? Person was here. I'm not bringing. All right, good. In absentia, we acknowledge. So here is how we're going to proceed. And we will ask His Excellency if he would do us the honor of giving out the certificates to our honored students.
Actually, they are postgraduate diplomats. So what will happen when the name is called? We'll come up this way, meet the president where he is, and then let's proceed that way. So let me call up Lusun E. Perkins. White Simmons. Emma Senior. Romeo Fifa. Please come. Marcus K. Williams. She Emmanuel Federico. Joseph B. Bernard. Mohammed Sanusi. Alpha of Africa, Caroline Esco. Juetta C. Pay, the dancing queen. Look like Gili Mamandi. Beatrice Musu Cooper. South Iwapo.
Sako.
John Wilson, second. Rob Ross.
Hey! Audit.
Jesse Faulkner. Amara Kamil. Jesse Faulkner. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. for your participation. Minister of Foreign Affairs, will please proceed to present the diplomas to the Swakoko ladies. Winella T. Nasakwai. Proceed. Winella Nasakwai.